Hook up all the frozen feces.
Easier when it's frozen.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Dekalb Planning and Zoning Commission meeting this February 7th, 2022. Could we start with a roll call, please?
Becker,
Here?
O'Flaherty. Here. McMahon,
Here.
Pena Graham. Here. Stoker,
Here.
Wright, Chair Maxwell.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll move to the approval of the agenda if there are any additions or deletions. Otherwise, I will ask for a motion for approval.
I move to approve the agenda. Sorry.
I lost who did what. First by McMahon, seconded by Becker, or O'Flaherty, I'm sorry. Didn't know who got there first. Next, we'll move to the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. If there are again any.
Voice vote on the
Oh, I'm sorry.
agenda.
Voice vote on the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Passed. Move to the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Again, any deletions or additions? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Becker. Seconded.
Second.
Second by McMahon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We have one item on the agenda today.
Should ask
We're going to go to
for
public
any
speak.
public participation if.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have, this is the public participation portion, so if there's anything not on the agenda that anyone would like to speak to, please feel free to step forward. If not, we will move to new business. The final development plan, approval of the final development plan for the First United Methodist Church, new building located at 2501 North Annie Glidden. I understand we have presenters.
Good evening. My name's Sherry Urich. I wear several different hats at First United Methodist Church. I am their youth missions coordinator, the chair of their trustees, but more importantly, I'm the chair of the executive building committee. We have the 114-year-old building right next door to the library, and it's been our goal and vision for over 20 years to build a new church home. We need a safer environment for the community. We always have fear of fire and not being up to code. We have a very old congregation as far as our members. We have over 4,000 square feet, which is mainly hallways, stairways. It's very unsafe for our people. If you are, like in my current situation, it's not handicapped accessible to get in and around the building. 2 years ago, we were able to purchase and secure for 15 acres of land on Annie Glidden across from the county health department. And we've been working with Saavedra and Associates for the last couple of years. Tonight, we'd like to present to you our final plans. There's been a lot of time, work, and revisions to create a new church home. It's going to do several things. It's going to be much safer for the community. It's a beautiful building that's going to represent for people coming into town on the north side of town. And it's going to provide what's very important to me, mission and outreach for youth in that area. So what I'm going to do is introduce Dan Saavedra. He is our architect, and he's going to give a little bit of a presentation on behalf of the church.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hi, my name is Dan Saavedra. I am the president of Saavedra Group Architects in Rockford. What we are presenting to you today is the modification of the plan that you guys approved in 2020. The main difference between the 2020 and this one is the height on the building and a little bit of the design. Why that change? That change occurred when the church decided not to move the pipe organ. The pipe organ required a substantial amount of height in the sanctuary. I think it was like we had 80-something feet in height before in the church, but now we are only 52 feet. So by changing the volume of that original design, we came out to the new design that you see here on those drawings, and you will see in the elevation. So it's going to be all in one floor, all accessible, all facing Annie Glidden Road. The size of the property is 15.87 acres. It's zone PDR, Plan Development Residential Area District. The base bid of the project, the base bid of phase 1 is 10,986 square feet. We have an alternate that is an addition to the left of to the south of the building of 1,380. The sanctuary will seat 240 people. We have an narthex with overflow capacity. We have a wing that has classrooms, kitchen, bathrooms, and mechanical room, and we have another wing in the other side that has the administration and the administration wing and the entrance to this. In the side plan, you see we have completely facing Annie Glidden Road. We are entering to the side from the Beautiful Gate Drive, and is right there to the north and the intersection of Annie Glidden and Beautiful Gate Drive. We enter to the church, go down, and we have the entrance towards the canopy and the entrance to the church. We have 65 parking spaces that are going to be provided in the phase 1. On the base bid, we have there are 60 parking spaces required by ordinance. We have also an alternate in the lower portion in the south portion of the parking lot for 26 spaces. And in the future, we have additional space for 80 parking spaces. If alternate 1 is provided, is accepted, we will be providing 50% more parking spaces than is required by ordinance. The sanitary sewer connection will come from the north side of the church on the intersection that is going to be constructed for the future gate drive. Water service and other utility connections also will come from Annie Glidden Drive. The church will be a conventional construction with a facade that is done on fiber cement siding, which is these two colors. It's not a soft siding, it's a hard siding. And we will have a dark charcoal on the main facade with white trim for the building. We are in the process of doing all of the construction documents to be submitted for final review by the building department of the city of Dekalb and the final approval of the civil drawings as requested and as required. I will have any questions. If you have any questions, I can answer any questions about the design.
Anyone? I think we're okay. Would the city like to do the staff report?
Yeah, Daniel went over everything, I'm sure very well, in terms of what they're requesting. Again, 2020 in July, the city approved the annexation development agreement, went through the commission. One of the requirements was to submit a final development plan prior to construction of the facility. It would go back through the commission, not a public hearing, back through the commission for final approval and on to council. They explained the site again. It's access coming off of Annie Glidden Road. Beautiful Gate Drive was dedicated. It's not going to be constructed, but the right-of-way was dedicated shortly after the development and annexation agreement was approved. So that's dedicated to the city. The road would not be constructed unless there's future development in that area. So the plan shows their access coming right off of Annie Glidden Road into the site. I explained the building. It's changed, obviously, in terms of the height. The sanctuary is a little bit larger, but they do have adequate parking, and they do have provisions for phase 2, additional parking, a lot of additional parking. And if needed, they do show also a secondary access to Annie Glidden down here when they do the phase 2. So the approval is, also includes the architectural renderings, which they noted the change and reasons for that change. The 2020 had a steeple on it. I did copy that in the packet. So that was approved 2 years ago. And that's the current proposal, and Daniel showed the building materials and described the layout of the building. As noted, utilities, we didn't get a civil engineering plan. They're working on it, submitted in early March. So I did have the engineer for them, Arc Design. They provided a summary, which is in the packet, describing where the utilities would be coming from, how they're going to address stormwater drainage. And there's a condition that they have to submit the final engineering and have it approved by a city engineer prior to any construction on the site, meeting all the requirements. And there were several variances granted in the original approval in 2020 regarding building height, which they don't need now, but landscaping, minimum street standards, parking lot standards, some curbing is not going in because they're doing a phase 2 parking in the future, so would not make sense to add curbing there. And some landscape waivers too, which were approved. They plan to add additional landscaping in the future, I believe, still as time goes on. But the landscaping is shown on the site plan there. So they meet the parking requirements. Utilities will be connected as described by the applicant. So the final development plan, what we're looking at is make sure it's in substantial compliance with the approved concept plan, which it is. They did change elevations, but the building's in the same general location, the parking, the access, that's really not changed. So we do recommend approval. There's a sample motion in the staff report, and this with the one condition that the engineering plans be submitted and approved prior to construction, and Exhibit A shows the plans that are approved.
Thank you. Yes.
Good evening. I'm Jonathan Crail. I'm the pastor of the church, and I just wanted to say a word about, number one, the picture is a beautiful picture. The only thing we can't guarantee is the blue sky all the time. So if we could, we would. But we're excited. This has been a long time coming, and we're looking forward to being good neighbors in the North Annie Glidden area, which we know is a priority for the city to help redevelop and bring new life to that area. So we look forward to being a blessing to not only that neighborhood, but the whole city as we continue forward. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, any questions from the commission? Okay, if not, I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion. I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of the final development plan for the Dekalb First United Methodist Church on the subject site per the plans noted on Exhibit A and subject to all items listed below being addressed to the satisfaction of city staff prior to the issuance of a building permit. Number one, a final engineering plan reflecting the design principles in a letter dated 1/28/22 from ARC Design be submitted and approved by the city engineer prior to the approval of a building permit.
So moved. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
So moved by McMahon, seconded by, O'Flaherty. All in favor?
Let's do a
Roll call,
now.
please.
Becker,
Yes.
O'Flaherty,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Pena Graham,
Yes.
Stoker,
Yes.
Wright, Chair Maxwell.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Staff reports?
Not too much. Next meeting, scheduled meeting is Tuesday, February 22nd. That's due to the President's Day holiday on Monday, so no hearings yet, but if we do cancel, they'll be sent out Thursday before the meeting. And we will be looking at the comp plan, definitely. City manager will be helping in the effort, so we plan to have some things for the commission in the upcoming meetings to take a look at.
Wonderful.
That's all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Moved by Stoker. Seconded by Pena Graham. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
I'd like to abstain. So I'd like to abstain.